Have you ever wondered what it would have felt like to witness Jesus raise someone from the dead? Imagine the air thick with anticipation, the crowd pressed close together, every eye fixed on him, every heart pounding with a mixture of fear and hope. Imagine standing in a crowd, holding your breath as hope and disbelief wrestle inside you. The silence is almost deafening, broken only by the sound of someone weeping softly or whispering a prayer. Then, all at once, life returns where everyone thought it was lost forever. The impossible happens right before your eyes, and the crowd erupts in joy and awe. People embrace, tears of sorrow turn to tears of relief, and the atmosphere is electric with wonder. It's not just a story, it's a miracle with a message for you and me, right now. These ancient moments are more than history, they're living lessons, echoing through time to reach us where we are. Let's look at one of those moments, like when Jesus called out, "Lazarus, come forth," and a man dead for 4 days walked out of his tomb. The stone was rolled away, and what everyone thought was the end became a brand new beginning. This wasn't just about showing power over death. It was a declaration that nothing, not even the finality of the grave, can stand in the way of God's love and purpose. It was about showing love over despair and hope over hopelessness. Jesus met people in their darkest moments and brought light where there was only darkness. Jesus didn't just bring Lazarus back to life, he brought hope back to a grieving family and a watching world. He restored what was broken, and in doing so, he showed us that no situation is ever truly beyond hope. But what does that mean for us today? How do we take a miracle from 2,000 years ago and let it shape our lives in the present? Honestly, I think it's easy to read these stories and think, that was then. Miracles like that don't happen now. We can feel distant from the wonder, as if it belongs to another world. But here's the thing. Resurrection isn't just about physical life and death, it's about the power to transform, to renew, to breathe life into what we thought was finished. It's about God's power to bring life to situations in our own lives that feel dead, relationships, dreams, faith, even our own sense of purpose. The same voice that called Lazarus from the tomb can call us out of our own places of despair. Maybe you're carrying the weight of disappointment, feeling like you're stuck in a season that will never end. Maybe you're wondering if things will ever change. Maybe you've given up on a dream, or you feel like your faith is running on empty. Maybe you're just tired, worn down by the challenges of life, and you wonder if hope is even possible anymore. In those moments, it's easy to believe that nothing will ever be different. But the story of resurrection reminds us that God is not finished yet. The miracle of resurrection tells us that Jesus specializes in bringing dead things back to life. He is the God of new beginnings, of second chances, of hope that rises from the ashes. If he can call Lazarus out of the grave, he can call hope back into your heart. He can restore what you thought was lost, and breathe new life into your story. He can breathe new purpose into your story, right where you are. No matter how far gone things seem, his power is greater. So what do we do with that? How do we respond to a God who brings life from death? I think we're called to bring that same hope to others. We're invited to be part of the miracle, to carry the message of resurrection into the lives of those around us. When we trust that Jesus can resurrect what we thought was lost, we become living witnesses to his power. Our stories become evidence that God is still at work, still moving, still bringing life. We can encourage, pray for, and love people who feel stuck in their own tombs. We can remind them that their story isn't over, and that hope is never out of reach. The miracle of resurrection isn't trapped in the past. It's for us today. It's for every moment when we choose to believe that God can do the impossible. Every time you see life where you thought there would only be loss, or hope where there was despair, that's the same Jesus at work. He is still calling us out of darkness, still speaking life into our hearts. So take heart, don't give up, even when things seem hopeless. No matter what feels impossible right now, remember, with Jesus, dead things don't stay dead. He is the God of resurrection, and he is always working for your good. There's always room for a miracle. Even now, even here, new life is possible.